Hey, welcome back to the channel. We have a story.
Yeah,
Story time. Story time. Do you want to start it out since it's kind of your deal because we went camping this weekend. We dirt bike a lot and I decided I'm going to take my wife up to a little hot spring. And it's actually a pretty awesome trail.
Yeah, it was fun. He said it was just going to be this little trail that we were going to go on, and then I got nervous because then his dad and uncle and brother started packing their bikes, and they're a little more advanced than I am, so it was kind of nerve-wracking. But
so you were the only girl with like 4 guys,
right,
basically,
that have ridden their whole lives. You know, not a big deal.
how many times have you ridden a dirt bike?
Oh, what do you think? 5?
Yeah, not a lot.
5 times?
Not a lot.
But
handled it like a champ, really. So the interesting thing about this journey is, I know a lot of you guys have never been to Idaho, which I am from Idaho. I love the place, absolutely beautiful. We have a ton of greenery around us. Anyway, so the trail itself is a little bit different because you have to cross through a ton of different creeks, okay? So you have to go creek, cross, and on a dirt bike does not love water at all, okay? It's like a submarine going through the ocean type of thing.
don't they go through?
Wait, no, that, yeah, actually
Sand
that.
then?
Okay, yeah, like, so it's like a boat going through sand.
Right, okay.
That's a way better analogy, thanks for correcting me. Anyway, so we had to go through all these creek crossings, which she handled like a champ, I would say.
I did pretty good.
And the last climb, it was funny because we ended up, the beavers, what happens is the beavers come out and they make a dam. And they build up these dams, and so the creek, when it's flooding in, it fills up. And so when you try to go through the water, it's a little bit deeper than you anticipate, and you have to rush through this creek, okay? And it's awesome. And so the very last crossing, we had to rush through this creek, but then you get to the other side, and then I think my dad was up there with my uncle waiting.
They had like their cameras out, wanted to show. They thought I was gonna go through that creek.
Oh man.
I put a halt on that one.
She did not go through the creek. She found another way around, which was a little cheating. She went over the beaver dam.
See, I love those animals now. They made a little path for me.
It was so cute. Anyway, and so we get across, and then we look up at the hill that she's got to climb. Incredible. Absolutely incredible, right?
I made it.
She made it.
I made it.
It was like straight, like what would you say the incline was? Like that? So you start down here and you have to climb up. So
Your arm doesn't even go that far.
So it was a pretty steep hill. I'm gonna do it this way. So you're dirt biking along, steep. Anyway, she made it all the way up. We made it to these hot springs, which were pretty warm.
They were warm.
You touch them, and when we get there, there's like 4 dudes sitting in the hot springs.
Just hanging out.
Which, at least they had swimsuits on, I guess, right?
And we forgot ours.
Which was unfortunate. We didn't expect, well, never mind. Anyway, so we get up there and these guys are like, what were the guys like?
They're like, oh, if you guys have this tool, you'll be like our heroes for the rest of your life. And we need this tool because our bike broke down. So
we didn't have the tool.
We didn't have the tool.
We had something close though. We had a crescent wrench, which usually works in most situations. So we handed these bikers a crescent wrench, and they were like ecstatic.
They were so excited because he pretty much would have to walk his bike out.
Yeah, that would have been
But with that little tool, he could like kind of jimmy rig it so he could go a few miles and jimmy rig it. Anyway, so
utterly grateful. They wanted to pay us.
We are heroes.
They wanted to Venmo us.
Oh yeah.
Which is silly, obviously. Yeah. We're just gonna give them the tool. So I say, keep the tool, and we take off.
He's like, we'll meet you at the bottom. We're like, no, we'll never see you again. So just keep the tool. We're good. We're fine. Have fun.
How's a mountain biker gonna catch a dirt bike?
Exactly.
Let's be honest. So we head on up the trail at more of an incline, right? We'll go this way.
Now we're like upside down.
So you've seen those cages at the circus where you just kind of go in a circle?
No, so our kids are back at home with Grandma. Okay?
We forgot to mention this.
We're kind of in a hurry now to
Why
get back.
wouldn't we be?
So his dad and uncle say, hey, we know a faster route. You guys should go up that way, not the same way that you came. Head up that way. So they're giving us all these directions. Whoa! We've never been on this mountain before. Well, the way home.
Well, yeah, I've never been on those trails
Any
ever.
trails, yeah. So we're like, we'll figure it out. How hard could it be, right?
How hard could it be? And the only thing that he gave us as advice was don't go down this one trail, which is called Current Creek, okay? It's like, whatever you do, just don't go down Current Creek. We're like, okay, no, that's easy enough, okay? So we get up the trail a little ways, we go about 1.5 miles straight up hill, obviously, and we get to the sign that says Current Creek. We're like, those suckers, we're not gonna take that trail. I'm not falling for that. And so we're like, we're gonna go the other way. So we go the other way, and I go up this mountain even more, further. It's called Elk Mountain. A beautiful mountain.
It was pretty.
Don't you think?
So I'm putting behind him, just putting along, because I'm a really slow, cautious rider. He's like, I'll make it to the top, and I'll let you know if this is the right way. Well, so I'm, feeling really good about myself, and this teeny little rock catches the back of my tire and flips out under me. And I roll off, and when I stand up, my clutch had broken off. No clutch.
And meanwhile, I'm about 1/2 mile ahead of her, and I'm trying to find the way out of this place. Don't find it, decide I'm gonna turn around, and what do I find?
You put me on the ground.
Laying on the ground. Dirt bike, total. Okay, just had a clutch that was
Not
broken.
total.
But that is a big problem. I don't know if any of you guys ever dirt biked, but if you don't have a clutch, it's a little bit of a problem because you
kinda
can't
need
shift.
it.
So what we did, we turned our bike around, we said the only way that we can go is down. Hill. And so we decided we're gonna just start her bike, put it in neutral, and let her coast on down the hill. The only problem is her bike lost all power too. So she's got no power and basically no transmission.
Yeah.
It'd be like driving your car in neutral. And like, that's it.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
It was hard, I'll be honest.
It was hard. So we headed on down, we come to the sign, Current Creek, don't take Current Creek. What do we do?
Because it's downhill.
Made sense, okay?
Right?
So we embark down this trail. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Kicking and screaming
God.
all the way. It happened to be the roughest trail that I've been on in a long time. We're talking, no exaggeration this time, straight down. Cliffs galore, switchbacks,
Logs.
everything, logs like this
Anything.
big.
And we're driving so slow that there was like, not even exaggeration, probably 1,000 mosquitoes.
Dude, I'm still like itchy.
If you saw my arms up close back, just
Look,
covered.
can you zoom in on that, cameraman?
I don't think you can. But he counted over 40 just on my back.
Because we were going so slow, the mosquitoes were like attacking.
And he can't shoo them away because I'm,
It was miserable.
holding my brake on for dear life.
Hold the bike or slap the mosquito.
Yeah.
You're gonna hold the bike.
I'm gonna hold the
You don't
bike.
want to go off a cliff.
Anyway.
So we get down to this other intersection. One way is like worst Current Creek, and the other way said Muddy Creek. Which one would you choose? It said worst Current Creek. Exactly. So we chose worst Current Creek. I went down there, ran into some big old logs that you just couldn't even get over. I mean, I'm like, not gonna happen, right?
Right.
So I turned around, I'm like, hey, this ain't gonna happen. So we decided Muddy Creek is the way to go. So we took Muddy Creek, headed on down the mountain some further. Anyway, by this time, I end up getting service on my phone. We're about 7 hours late from picking up our kids.
And I'd only eaten eggs that morning. He had a bowl of cereal. We had one thing of water and one thing of Gatorade.
She's all
okay?
shaking, I'm all
so
shaking.
we're both just dying.
Out of energy,
Dying.
completely, absolutely insane. So we're driving down the creek, trail, whatever. I get service, call out, hey, look, this is where we're at. In case we don't make it, send search and rescue type of thing. At least that's how my mom took it. Because my mom was the one watching the kids, so I'm like, hey mom,
Probably-
watch the kids.
Probably not a good idea to tell your mom.
Yeah, definitely.
They seem to, well, they're worried. They're worried.
So we decided,
So they pretty much think you're dying.
and she did. Which is good. She's a
She
loving
loves us.
mom,
She
and
does.
I think that was great.
It was sweet.
So search and rescue, just kidding, search and rescue are out looking for us. Finally, on the last creek crossing, I bust through it. The water goes up over my handlebars on my dirt bike, which,
Not good.
not good. The water goes in the air tank, my bike dies completely, okay? And by this time, I'm not kidding you, I'm spent. So I'm like, oh dear.
And then we just pushed my bike through. Didn't even try to ride it.
Because that didn't make sense.
No.
So by the time we get across, the only thing that we can do is lift up my bike.
Okay, how much does your bike weigh?
It weighs 224 pounds, which isn't a
Okay.
lot. I'm actually Oh, sorry.
Mine drop.
I'm a pretty tough kid sometimes, not all the time, but
No, if
sometimes.
we weren't so weak, we could have got it. I think.
Usually I can lift that much.
I know.
So I tried lifting it, nothing. I'm like, hey, help me out. Nothing. We're like, oh crap.
We were not getting
Too
it.
tired to lift the bike up. No food, no water. Remember that.
Our throats are like swelling by now because we're so dehydrated.
Embarrassingly
It was bad.
embarrassed. So I'm like, hey, what's the only thing we can do? Let's go ahead. Let's say a prayer. Hopefully something will happen. Hopefully it'll start. So say a prayer. I'm like, okay, please let this work. Jump back on the bike. Try to kick it. Nothing.
We look up. Who do we see? Our 4 little biker dudes that were in the hot springs.
The one I gave the crescent wrench to, coming down the trail.
We said, we'll never see you again, buddy.
Not in a million years. They came to our rescue.
Crazy within like a minute after that prayer.
Sure as gold makes you rich, they helped us lift up that bike, drained all the water out,
5 times.
gave me a little pushy push, because that's what they needed to do, started that bike ride up, rode on out.
It was pretty awesome because we'd probably still be sitting there trying to pick up this bike.
What's the moral of the story here? I think the moral, obviously, would be carry extra tools while you go biking.
That and carry the extra clutch that he always takes with us, but not on this trip.
I always take an extra clutch lever.
Tons of water.
Okay, that makes sense. What else? Oh, know where you're going.
Know where you're going.
Know where
Take
you're
your
going.
maps.
Don't leave your 5 kids with grandma because she stresses out. If you're looking for directions, call somebody else besides grandma,
Someone who knows the trails.
because then we
by
could just
memory.
like figure her out. Is that pretty much it?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it.
And I had a breakdown at the end.
I'm not gonna tell you that part. She did not cry, not one bit. Together. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to this story. Hopefully we have more of these wonderful stories for you guys. Stay in touch with us.
Have fun.
Bye.